What's up, Heroscape lovers? 'Tis I, the Heroscape Goblin, and we will be finishing our Secrets of the Citadel first impressions with the promotional figures. We got 3 of those, so we'll start with Isamu 2.0. Sweet, so Isamu is back. Isamu's always been a really fun filler figure, and he's going to remain at 10 points, which is really good. I feel like that's part of what made him unique was his point cost, more than anything else. And so we will look at his stats on the right hand side to start off. He is a life of 1, defense of 2, attack of 4, range of 1, move of 6. So slightly higher than average attack and move, and then per what Isamu is, he has the lower than average defense and life. So, pretty good there. And on the left-hand side, we can tell that he's an undead, unique hero, ninja, and relentless. So that's all the traits I think that you would want to have for a figure like this. He can bond with some of the new figures, given that he's relentless. Ninja, he can bond with some of those Vorids, or at least the Tanukis, at least, which I think are the best Vorid released figures yet. So, and his special abilities, he has Eternal Servitude. Isamu cannot be destroyed by wounds on this army card, except during the end of a round. So this is a really unique take on the figure. Basically, it doesn't matter, so I think the idea behind this power being that he's your filler unit. He's there at the very end of the game, maybe just to pick up some of the pieces if it's at a close, game. And let's say you put a bunch of order markers on him, and even though he would have been killed by the first round, well, you can still keep using him on the first turn. You can still keep using him until the end of that round. So if you got turn 2 and 3, it doesn't matter if you would have already potentially have been killed, you can still use him, and he doesn't fall until the end of that round. So in the odd circumstance where you could use Isamu to finish off the enemy, I think the victory would be in your favor, because let's say the other enemy would have potentially killed your Isamu, but the Isamu killed them, and then they die. It specifically says cannot be destroyed cannot be destroyed by wounds on this army card except during the end of a round. So I believe if he kills the enemy figure and that's their last figure on round 3 and then he dies, I believe the victory would be in your favor. Kind of a weird caveat, but just wanted to clarify that. And then Phantom Walk. Isamu can move through all figures and never takes leaving engagement attacks. So yep, typical Phantom Walk. You gotta be a ninja, you gotta have Phantom Walk. So, really liking this figure. His sculpt is really sick. This is one of the figures where I have checked out his lore, and I'm really glad I did. Ties in with the Essenwain family, and basically explains that his resurrection is not through what many theorized was through Revna, but is actually through Sonya Essenwain's dark magic. So. Alright. Isamu is going to be available as long as you pre-order any of the Secrets of the Citadel boxes. So, pretty easy figure to get there. I'm sure they'll have plenty on demand. And, most of these will usually be available after the fact. But moving on to the second figure here, we got Taylor the Kyrie Warrior. So now Taylor's back. We got 2 returning characters for promotional figures, both Utgar. And he's a little bit on the thicker side this time, as many have pointed out, but I think he's still a really cool looking figure. He's got his very unique looking wings, and the flame sword's awesome. I like the helmet. Definitely has a more gladiator look, which fits his bio. So, his stats on the right-hand side being a life of 5, defense of 4, so overall survivability of about 20, which is pretty good. Move of 5, range of 1, attack of 2. Pretty low attack, but it'll be basically enhanced by his one of his special abilities. And we'll get into that in just a moment, but before that, we'll just go over the fact that he is a Kyrie unique hero, and he's got a double class here as a gladiator and warrior, so that'll be nice. Get both synergies where you can get them. And then he's relentless again, so it's good to see another relentless Utgar figure that you can use with the bonding with. I believe that was the Gnarl for Raiders, if I remember correctly. Might have been Concan, but. Yeah, we'll get into his special abilities here. Alright, Onslaught Aura. Once per player turn, after another gladiator figure you control, or any figure you control within 4 clear sight spaces of Taylord, rolls an attack dice for a normal attack against an adjacent figure, and may add 1 skull to the roll. So, kind of wordy there, but basically all it's saying is that Taylord gives an aura of 4 clear sight spaces that will change 1 skull, will add 1 skull to the roll. Okay, so it's not a re-roll or anything like that. You can just add 1 skull to whatever you roll as long as he's within 4 clear sight spaces. But if he's not, and you're a gladiator, you could just get that buff regardless. So it's nice to get that extra buff on gladiators, but just a regular buff to anyone within clear 4 sight spaces. I like the variability with that. You know, it very good with if you want to get a gladiator, you know, unit build going. You know, that could be very beneficial. But also, you could just have him as a general buffing unit. So that's really, really good. And then his second ability being Deadly Strike. When rolling attack dice with Taylord, each skull rolled counts for 1 additional skull. So that basically will enhance the 2 attack because, when you're attacking, let's see, each skull rolled accounts for 1. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, 2 equals 4, similar to SI4X. 1 equals 2, 2 equals 4, 3 equals 6. So that's nice. And then, his last ability is Stealth Flying. So I'm pretty good. Stealth Flying goes with a lot of Utgar figures. It'll be nice to be able to use him with that. Be able to pinball him around other figures to get wounds off. But he's 120 points, so that's pretty nice. A little bit higher than... Well, I honestly forget what Taylord's original point cost was, but I feel like this fits Taylord. And then it looks like... So, here's where it starts to get a little odd. When you go on the Heroscape website, it says, Taylord the Kyrie Warrior will be available at select Gen Con 2026 events as an organized play promotional figure, and as an organized play promotional figure for 2026 summer. He will also be released later on the Renegade web store. Okay, so I guess that this wasn't the one where I was a little iffy on. I think it's the next one where it's a little odd how they're releasing it. But either way, he's going to be released later on the web store. So looking forward to getting him that way if I don't get a chance to go to Gen Con, which I probably won't have that opportunity. I usually don't get opportunities to travel. So, but we will move on to the third unit with the third promotional figure here. Alright, and the third promotional figure here is, let's see if I can pronounce this right, Eel and Fufuo. Eel and Fufuo. Yeah, this figure is a lot of fun. So when I saw all of the figures released with Secrets of the Citadel, and I didn't see this one released or announced until the very, very end, I was kind of getting disappointed because I wasn't sure if it was going to get announced, but after they revealed the promotional figures and I saw Samu and Taylord and then Eel and Fufuo, I got really, really happy. And then also, doubling down on my happiness, looking at his bio, there's a goblin on top. We got a goblin that aren't the goblin cutters because the goblin cutters are weak. So, yeah. Pardon my excitement there, but I really, really enjoy the goblins in Heroscape. But he's on top of a giant Cthulhu-esque monster with like 4 arms and a bunch of tech around him. He's a Volorak here, so that's pretty cool. And we're gonna check. Let's check out those stats and everything like that. So they've got a life of 8 and a defense of 4. Dang, that's really, really good. 32 survivability is pretty good. I mean, anything over 30, I would say, is top notch. Then we got a move of 5 on a double space figure, I believe. Yep, move of 5, range of 1, and attack of 5. So that's really, really good. I'd like the attack. Move is all right. And then 155 points. And as you can see on the right hand side with the where you can see the clear sight spaces, you can see through either the eel or Fufuo's eyes. So pretty nice there. They are varied, which I wish it wouldn't say varied. If you can double up on the classes, you should be able to double up on the species, because clearly, if you read the bio, there's a goblin on top, so it should be goblin and monster, or goblin and whatever sea creature they want to classify him as. But varied, unique hero, pirate, and monster. So you get the pirate synergy. That's insane. I feel like there's already a really good variety of pirates that you can use in a pirate army. I cannot wait to add this to my pirate army. Also unfathomable. So you can use them in conjunction with the more Cthulhu-esque monsters. I want to say they get the title advancement with the Gallery. A lot of fun. I feel like this is going to be a figure that my brother and I are both going to use quite a bit, because he likes the more Cthulhu-esque monsters, and I love the pirates and the goblin part of it, so a lot of fun. And we haven't even gotten to the special attacks, or, special abilities, rather, so... I already spoke too soon. Special attack is going to be the first ability here. Mobile Gunner's special attack. Range of 5 and attack of 4. Eel and Fufuo may attack with Mobile Gunner special attack after attacking normally. So it's a second attack, basically. You may attack and attack... You may target and attack non-adjacent figures with Mobile Gunner special attack, even while engaged. So because you got the guy on top, you can be engaged with someone else and shoot someone in another direction. So that's pretty nice. I'm not sure how that differentiates from standard adjacency and engagement rules, honestly. Out of Control is the second special ability there. I guess just before getting into the second one, already nice that you have 2 attacks. Basically, one coming from the monster, one coming from the pirate goblin. So you could run up with a good ranged attack, and then right after that, get someone, or you could double down on that same figure with the Mobile Gunner special attack, or you can just get someone else. But range of 5 is pretty solid. Attack 4, so just slightly below what your first attack would have been. I love this double attack thing here. Since it's a double figure, it makes perfect sense. Alright, and then we got Out of Control. If Eel and Fufuo have 4 or more wounds at the start of their turn, they cannot use Mobile Gunner special attack, and must attack all adjacent figures, even ones they are not engaged with. So, if you're half dead, you just go nuts. They cannot use and they just must attack all adjacent figures, even ones they are not engaged with. Must attack. Doesn't even matter. So, it's basically the monster just going, because the Mobile Gunner special attack isn't in use. Which is good, because you shouldn't really be able to attack everyone adjacent to you and then go on with a second attack. That'd be kind of nuts. That just shows that they're when they're getting wounded, they're like, no, they're out of control. I like this. I like this ability. Adds some it adds some thematic value to them, where it makes them a little bit more unique when I look at them. So. And then their last ability being Swim, so they don't have to stop their movement when they're entering a water space. Pretty typical for a sea monster, so I really, really like that. And then, yeah, here, loving this figure, love everything about it. The sculpt is amazing. Here's where we get to the part that I'm not a fan of. Eel and Fufuo is a convention-exclusive figure. It will be obtainable in person at Gen Con 2026 or on the Renegade web store during any major convention that Renegade attends, such as Gen Con 2026, Adepticon 2027, and Gen Con 2027. Alright, so as I've stated, I usually don't have an opportunity to travel. So, what's the solution for people like me? I guess I just gotta hover on the Heroscape website the moment that Gen Con happens. That's the only solution, that's the only thing I have to do. That's a bummer. I've never purchased Heroscape like that. I've never had to purchase Heroscape like that. It's always just been available in stores, or I can just, buy it third party pretty easily. But it seems like this one's probably going to be a pretty difficult one to get if you don't buy it when it first releases. That's just the way that I'm reading it from the text read on Heroscape's website with the figure, but yeah, I would listen, I would love to go to a convention that has Heroscape in it. That sounds like a blast. If they'd love to extend out to a little bit more Arizona region, then I'd be pretty happy, because that's where I hail from. But as of right now, trips like that are they're not that often. So, as much as I would love to go, I'm not going to have that opportunity. So, I guess I'm just going to have to buy it through the website during Gen Con, which I believe is sometime during the summer. So, it's coming up pretty soon. Really, really looking forward to getting this figure. Honestly, all three of these figures are really, really impressive sculpts, really, really impressive abilities, and all the characters are very unique. I can't wait to play with them alongside all the other Secrets of the Citadel releases. It's been a lot of fun giving my first impressions on all of these releases. I'm gonna have different videos planned soon and discussing. I think specifically the next video will be about potentially some of the other figures on the horizon. A bit of a speculation video, but also backing it up with evidence that's supported in the lore and things like that, and bios and scenarios, so that'll be a lot of fun to go over. But in the meantime, hope y'all have a great one, and peace out.